That Beatles song, Revolution, I chose about 2 years ago to intro the show on a regular basis, and that's because I believe we're in a revolutionary time. Maybe a reminder yesterday with the inauguration of Donald Trump. But, yesterday I was also asked how I felt about a Donald Trump presidency. Well, to put it kindly, my answer was bland. Well, okay, maybe more accurate, I was lame. That may be because the word feelings threw me off. I don't think my feelings are particularly relevant. Now, I know that's heretical to say in this day and age of feelings are everything, or as Stephen Colbert put it in quotes, we are a divided nation between those who think with their head and those who know with their heart. Well, I'm on that side that actually thinks facts and research matter, which would demand an apology, I know, in some circles. But anyways, let me try again for a more insightful answer on my thoughts on Donald Trump's presidency. Now, Donald Trump, due to his own words and actions, has become a lightning rod for some of the divisions in American society. Now, we're hearing about marches in Washington and other places, which represent for some people. I don't think it matters what his administration actually does. He's still going to be a sexist, woman-hating racist. Nothing's going to change that view. So that side of the opposition is permanent. Because it's not as much actually about his specific actions as it is about feelings. And Donald Trump is a symbol for those feelings. And by the way, it's always puzzling to me that Bill Clinton wasn't. How did he avoid this level of outrage? Anyways, but that aspect of opposition to Mr. Trump isn't changing. On the economic front, though, early indications are a mixed bag. His protectionist leanings, manifested in American First sloganeering, you heard that yesterday, and threats against American companies who move manufacturing out of the country, I think are scary. Again, we'll have to see how that manifests in policy, but for the record, it's just overly simplistic for Mr. Trump to be saying that free trade agreements like NAFTA cost American jobs. That's simply wrong. And by the way, the consensus estimates that over 80% of the job losses in areas like manufacturing are due to technological change. Now, on the positive side, you had President Obama. His priority issues were things like global warming, the Affordable Care Act, which is designed to bring affordable health care to uninsured Americans, obviously with mixed results and a heck of a lot of controversy. But that's the kind of issue we focused on. It focused on issues like income inequality. Well, that's in sharp contrast to Mr. Trump. His focus is first and foremost about the American economy and jobs. The U.S. has been bleeding corporations and jobs for years. Remember, when Burger King bought Tim Hortons, they moved their head office to Canada, and a big reason was that Canada's corporate tax rates were more attractive. I mean, you had companies like Medtronic or Pfizer or Tyco, Fruit of the Loom, joined literally dozens of other companies who left the U.S. for jurisdictions with more attractive corporate tax rates. Now, the Republicans are trying to change all that. They're going to lower corporate tax rates from 35 to 20%. There's a lot of talk about a one-time 10% rate in order to encourage American companies to bring back over $2.4 trillion held overseas. In addition, personal income tax rates for individuals earning over $112,000 are going to come down. Now, the new average combined federal and the average state marginal rate is going to drop to 38%. Compare that to our country where it's 53%. I mean, there's big worries about the brain drain again, just like we had in the late 1990s. But here's the other aspect that's going to mark Mr. Trump's presidency, besides his bluntness, fondness for outrageous statements, and Twitter wars. One of the criticisms, at least in some circles, for years of government operations is that they're poorly managed, at times without goals or measurement. In short, many said that government needed to be managed more like a business. Well, that's about to change. We're already seeing it. I mean, Mr. Trump is a negotiator, a deal maker. He's already been in the news making deals, and he clearly has goals. And judging by the scorecard in terms of jobs that he has already claimed to have saved or created, he likes the measurement aspect. It's a very straightforward approach that is very prevalent in business, far more so than in government. He surrounded himself with business people, not bureaucrats or old political hands. No. And he's been criticized for that. His administration is full of successful business people who understand goals, action, and measurement. It's going to be interesting here. It's going to be incredibly different. There is a CEO in charge of the U.S. government. Well, I'm certainly not a fan of Mr. Trump's casual relationship with the truth or his off-the-top of his head declarations or at times his unsophisticated bombast, and I certainly don't like his protectionist tendencies. I'm not bothered by bringing in people with a proven record of business success to run many departments in his administration, and with them, accountability. Let me bring that approach into the Canadian context, something I talk about. For 20 years, we've been talking about the lack of clean drinking water on reserves. We spend hundreds of millions of dollars on that specific issue and no change. Well, that's government. The business approach would be very different. Bring someone in, get it done in 6 months, or you're fired. I'd welcome that. Sometimes something like making each reserve have clean drinking water is actually easy. But there's no political will. There's political concerns, political agendas intersecting. No, it doesn't have to happen that way. So that's what I think might change in many areas in the U.S. But it was the same thing with job creation, the abysmal quality of inner city schools. That's one of my big ones. What's gone on in veteran affairs. That's the government approach. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see if President Trump's more business-like approach works. But no matter what, this represents one of the biggest change coming in the U.S. in the terms of their government operations compared with recent administrations.